The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Carson-Newman gets set for the North Georgia Classic, taking on Clayton State and 15th-ranked North Georgia this weekend with Mike Mincey. I'm Michael Watchring for the Eagles Sports Network. Coach, first and foremost, you guys jump into the top 25. You're 20th in the country. Another great scoring season, 5 players averaging double figures. What's been the key for your team to start 4-0 this year?
Well, I think we've got 5 guys that are shooting above 50% from the field. That's one of the things that obviously our type of team that we want to be able to do well is have a high field goal percentage both from the field and from the three. And we've got several guys that are doing that really well in both those categories. We're rebounding the ball much better this year than we have in years past with a margin of, 14, 15, somewhere in that neighborhood. And then we're taking care of the ball like we always do. Turnovers have been a little bit higher, but we are taking care of it. So some of the 4 categories that we're trying to be really good at, we've actually done pretty well this year. And the win at Lander was obviously our high water mark so far this year, but that was a really good win because they're really talented this year, one of the best teams in the region. So I've been quite surprised, to be honest with you, the way this team has performed with as many unknowns as we had entering the season.
Well, we talk about the unknowns that you didn't have. Well, one of the known players, Kayla Marisites. We don't spend a ton of time in these interviews over the years talking about a Micah Wester, a Harris Price, and now a Kayla Marisites. But I feel like you almost have to after the week that she had last week and what she's been able to do. It's kind of amazing the fact that she's had the expectations on her shoulders for now 2+ years, and it seems like she always raises her game. Mm-hmm. What have you seen from your senior guard?
Well, I mean, one of the things I think is important is you see a lot of players that go out and they'll have a really big game, one game, and then they go out the next game, they don't even make a bucket or they don't score. And that's it being inconsistent, and I just don't think that that's how Kayla performs. She brings it. It doesn't matter where the game is. It doesn't matter the opponent. She's always putting up the same consistent numbers. These last 2 games in particular were, record-breaking type numbers, obviously earning her SAC Player of the Week and Tennessee Sports Writers Player of the Week, which is deserving of what she did. And to average, 19 and a half, or what did she get, 19 and a half, almost 23 and a half points and 19 rebounds a game, almost a 20-20 average over 2 games. Just a phenomenal performance. And I kind of felt bad because after the game at King in the locker room, I said, I didn't think that Kayla really played as good a game as she could have, and then I look at the stat sheet and she scores 20 and goes for 17 rebounds, and I'm actually saying something that she didn't really perform like she's probably capable, because I felt like she left some points on the court that night, but without her we're probably not sitting at 4-0, and I'm certainly glad she's on our side because she brings it every day in practice and certainly every game.
Let's look at this weekend, challenging weekend. You talk about 2 teams that have played in the NCAA tournament, the reigning region champions on Saturday in North Georgia. What challenges do these 2 teams present for you?
It's 2 different looks, honestly, but they are 2 NCAA tournament teams. This will be our second and third NCAA tournament team. This is young in the season to go up against. So we're going to get exposed and challenged early to see what kind of team we're made of, especially playing some inexperienced players and obviously the 2 freshmen. But Clayton is very physical, athletic. They're up tempo, but it's more about their pressure on the defensive side more than anything. And then you turn around and play North Georgia, which is obviously very experienced. They've been in the regional championship game the last 2 years. Went to the Elite 8 last year, won the Peach Belt 2 years in a row. That's a sign of a really good program, and they can handle a lot of different things, and they will throw different things at us that we won't particularly see against Clayton. So I love it. I love that we're going down there to play one team one night that's going to play a certain way, and the next night it's going to be a completely different environment. And we're going to get challenged from a physical standpoint, fatigue standpoint, and a scheme standpoint. So we'll see how we come out of that. But I'm glad we're going down there because it's really going to help us be a better basketball team coming out of it.
Coach, appreciate the time. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you, Michael.
He's Carson-Newman coach Mike Mincey. I'm Michael Watchring, and this is the Eagles Sports Network.